Hello, everyone. Oh, there's a nasty echo. Maybe if I put that down, that might be better. Right, so I don't think Mr. Chris has arrived yet. I would imagine he must be going to get in his Psycards. That's the only excuse I would accept, is if he's off to get his little Psycards. Because that's what we are talking about tonight. We're talking about Psycards. They're like tarot cards, but shitter, essentially. So, divination, people seem to be obsessed with cards, collecting decks, okay? One of the decks, which has been around, I think, for almost 40 years, I'm not entirely sure, don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure I heard someone on YouTube saying that they've been around for about 40 odd years. These things called Psycards, they used to be popular, but you don't actually see a lot of people using them now. Are they any good? I personally don't use them. I got the Psycards because they were from our wholesaler. Because as you know, we run the Fausty Witchcraft shop and we like to sell things to make money. One of the things we like to sell is divination things, which we don't necessarily often use. Chris, are you there? We don't necessarily use a lot of divination tools ourselves, do we?
No, not at all. Why would
No.
we need?
But the Psycards is something that we stock at the Fausty Witchcraft shop. And they're mainly, were advertised to me anyway, for being one of those things that help you make decisions. And I'm quite good at making decisions. I always know it doesn't take me a long time to process where I'm at and what decision I want to make. I know some people that are terrible at making decisions. I thought I'd get on all right with the Psycards because I thought if they're designed based on psychology, Jungian psychology apparently, and decision making and such, I thought, oh, it might be a little bit more interesting than tarot cards. I got them and I could never really bond with them. But I'm going to give it a go tonight. I'm going to give it a go, the Psycards. You like them though, don't you? Haven't you used them with clients before?
Yeah, so I think I don't know if you'd heard of them before. I showed you a deck, to be fair. Um,
Got a deck right here. Look.
well, obviously mine is considerably older. I've had them a very long time.
Oh, that's old packaging. That must be original packaging. I've only
So
ever seen them like that, with the woman on the front back.
no, I
These
discovered.
even got a price on £17.99 from the Fausty Witchcraft shop in Glastonbury, Chris. They sell them for £18.99. We're a pound cheaper than Glastonbury. You know Glastonbury?
No.
Moss Isley Spaceport. You will never find a more wretched hive of scum and villainy. We must be cautious.
Glastonbury prices, Chris. Scum and villainous people. Charging a pound more than you need to, honestly. I mean, which does make you wonder because they are made of paper card, So if they sell them for £18.99 at Glastonbury and we purchase them from a wholesaler and the wholesaler purchases them from the person that basically makes them, and then the person that makes them don't actually make them, they just say that they make them. They actually get someplace in China to print them for them. Then how much do they actually cost a pack? It got to be pennies on it. Oh, this capitalism, Chris. I love it. You see, not only can we make money out of other people's work, but we can have, like, in this chain of people, 3 or 4 people that will make money out of work they haven't done. Because we didn't make the Psycards, we didn't design them or make them, but we can profit from it. And a bunch of other middlemen can profit from it also, Chris. It's wonderful, this world in which we live in. Can you remember back in the day when you had to do something or make something and then sell that thing? Oh, I can't go back to living like that, Chris. I can't. But anyway, sorry, you were going to talk us through the Psycards.
Um, yeah, I suppose I like them because one, they don't come with any bullshit. So yes, there's a little
Uh,
booklet in.
Chris, I'm pretty sure. Wait a minute. I'll open it up. Yeah, it's bullshit. It is bullshit.
So I personally don't think they come with any bullshit. I think they're lovely. What was I going to say? What I was going to say was, yes, it's nice that they come away from the idea of traditional tarot cards, because obviously they're not in any way, shape, or form connected to tarot. They're not an oracle card or anything like that. They are designed specifically for kind of essentially the equivalent of dream interpretation. So they're designed in that kind of very Jungian stereotype. So it's all about actually just working with those stereotypes. So I like them because of that. I like that they're quite clear cut away from.
Well, you can't get more clearer than a yes, can you? I mean, there's yeses and nos. I like that. There's also never gonna happen, bitch. He's never getting back to you. Chris, I might make a romance deck, and it's just gonna be never and no. Because when I used to do psychic readings, a lot of the time I find myself saying, he's never gonna get away. He's never gonna get back with you. He's not thinking about you. He doesn't even know you. I know you're interested in this guy at work, but you've never even spoken to him. So how can he have feelings for you? You know, I think that a no and a never and a deck just filled with those cards, I think could be super useful for some of these lonely hearts, lonely bleeding hearts like that. Look, no. Cave, no. That's all you need to know, bitch. Oh. You do some Psycard talking, and look, I'll run through them so the lovely people here can have a little look at them.
So what's quite nice is that they start with the Inquirer card, which is this one.
Oh, the Inquirer card. There we go.
So I don't tend to use them in this way, but there is this idea of having this just representing you and kind of centering yourself down, and like then you kind of yeah, like I like to leave it in and actually have it as an actual card, just to see where it comes. And I've used this in all sorts of ways, in a kind of grand tableau way. I've used it in the kind of more traditional kind of 3-card draw. I quite like the story method to kind of keep going until you hit the Inquirer card, that sort of thing, and it tells you, and then kind of depending on how many cards there are, kind of going through those. But what's quite nice about these is they're designed for straight up yes, no, kind of maybe so questions.
I want it now. Twin flame now, Chris. Is there a twin flame card? I'm gonna have to go through this. I hope there's not. Greg's decided to say, in terms of my my one, put at least one yes in the mix. So I should all put yeses and nos. I don't think I should put a yes in, but I could put something like, I could put the beast in. I could put the liar in. That's what I'd have. I'd have one liar in there. So sorry, Greg, there's not going to be any yeses. There's going to be nos. Probably not. No, I can't get rid. No, we can't put probably in it. Probably they'll cling to that, won't they? Those tarot asking bitches will cling to that.
They need to stay clear, Liam. They need to be yes, no's, maybe.
It's not Psycards if they're not clear.
Yes, next week. Never, end of time, that sort of thing, and just kind of very. I like it because it's very clear cut. The imagery is very basic, like borderline too basic to a certain extent. But that's what I kind of like about them, is that they are this kind of like pure basic imagery. I think they would look. I think most of them would work quite well as a love deck, to be fair.
Well, they're for indecisive people, aren't they? The libido. We'll keep that in, Greg. we'll keep the I thought that said voyeur then. We'll put a voyeur card in as well. And some mad skills. And work. Because of course that's what relationships need, is work, isn't it? Of course. I need to give these a little bit of a shuffle. Where's that? I thought that liar card there was actually on the table. Oh dear, I can't get all technical, but it's not really working out that well, is it?
You tried. That's what matters.
So you're going to run me through what we need to do? Because I just in case you don't know, I have lined up an expert to teach us how to use these here cards.
Have you?
Yeah, of course I am. What do you think I do all day when I'm not doing consultations and various other things? I sit there thinking about content and such and furthering my own development.
I thought you just spend all that time slagging me off.
No, I've got... Chris, I know you have an ego problem, but when you're not in the room or on a Skype call or anything, me and everyone else in the world has better things to do than to talk or think about you. Okay? This is just your ego showing again. But anyway, I was a scour in the net to learn a little bit about these because I wrote a blog post, a really shit blog post, back in the early days of the Fausty Witchcraft website, and I want to learn how to do a tarot reading. And my blog and that, I need to develop some further skills. So if you're not going to teach me, I have lined up some old bat that is willing to teach me.
Okay.
Okay. So are you going to give me a lesson or not?
Well, no, if you've already lined somebody up, what do you need me for? I may as well go
Well,
and
maybe you can commentary. You can commentary to tell me, because I don't want to be led astray. Within occultism, witchcraft and such, there's a lot of people being led astray, much like in religion and stuff. And I don't want to be one of those people that do get led astray. Fortune. Yes, fortune. Did you pick that out randomly, or did you pick that up for a reason?
You picked it out randomly. Look, it's you going down a dark hole.
Oh. It's like they know me. Right, so I found a YouTube video of some person that is teaching us how to use Psycards. I wonder if we could run through this together, Chris, and you could commentary.
Okay.
Because although it's a video, I cannot ask the woman. The tower is upside down, Chris. The tower needs to be erect. Yes, that's it. We do love an erect tower on the Fausty Witches. So here we go. Right,
Here
I
is a
found this
way
on the
to
YouTube.
find your future with Psycards. The 40 cards are properly shuffled. You can see 9 cards on the table.
Right.
And
So
you can see 2 separate cards placed together. One of these 2 cards is the skills card.
Ooh.
This is about teaching and a teacher. The second card represents friendship, a picture of friends in a pub. Teaching and friendship. Can you put them together in a useful way? These cards want to offer you a bit of psychic inspiration.
She got mad.
Now let's have a look at the 7 cards on the table. There are 3 cards together in the center. They will show you your present circumstances. The 2 cards at the bottom show the past.
What's that you're talking about?
I said I can't cope with it. So I pulled a card.
She's got that eerie sound about her, but I've pulled some cards myself, look. Okay,
Well,
I
pulled one, thinking I'd pulled one, and there were 2 cards stuck together, and I got the Lying Cave.
The Lying Cave?
Yeah,
okay.
I got the Liar and the Cave.
Right, well, this is my spread, so I wonder if you can interpret my spread, or whether we're going to get her to do it. Are you going to not interrupt? Unless you've got something constructive to say, you say, because she's the only person on the YouTube that I could find that actually was willing to like give some lessons, because there's a lot of these YouTube videos which is all about reviewing tarot decks. They don't actually read with them. They just review them and say the same old thing. Oh, I quite like this one. I quite like that one. I don't much like that one. And it's kind of like, how are you supposed to learn? I mean, the booklet told me fuck all. I'm not gonna lie, but I want to learn a proper magic, Chris.
Yeah, but my point is, you've pulled up a woman that's telling your future with them, and that's not what they're for.
Oh, really?
They're not for fortune telling.
Oh. Well, what can I use them for? Because I've done the spread now, look, like what she showed me how to do.
And what's in your unconscious?
She's going to tell me about what's in my
Two cards
unconscious.
on the top show your aspiration and what you are trying to achieve. Let's concentrate on the 3 cards in the middle.
3 cards in the middle.
The first is the beast. The second is the sage.
Mine's the mother.
The third is liberation.
And mine's the beast.
The beast probably denotes your nightmare, your dread, possibly an addiction.
Okay, well, I just like
the
beautiful people,
is
clearly.
Your advisor, a special friend.
Mother tells me,
the third card,
you are pretty.
Liberation, is freedom, possibly from addiction.
Basically beastly.
Possibly someone is addicted to drugs.
See, what I'm getting from this, Chris, with my 3, is the same. The problem's beauty. The mother's the answer. Grow a beard. Which I've kind of got. So am I reading these right, Chris? Is my problem beauty and that I need to grow a beard? Because the mother said I should shave it. Or maybe that is the truth. Maybe that is not the path at all. Maybe that should, I don't know. They haven't got reversals. Maybe that's a reversal, Chris. Where am I going wrong?
I can't take you seriously at all.
What?
Like I said, I disagree with her in general. The idea is that it's supposed to be about finding out the problems of your heart. This is also known, I believe it's known as the game of hearts, I think is what this is called also in other circles. And the whole point is designed for you to tap in to a psychic ability that's designed for development. And you know what I think about pulling spreads. Where did you pull that spread from other than her?
I pulled it from her. Literally, I watched the video earlier, and now, as anyone knows, if you watch a YouTube video, you're now an expert at whatever thing the YouTube video was on, you know? I watched one on Lady Poison. Lady Poison, our friend Lady Poison, she got her own YouTube channel now, and she was showing me how to make gin. Well, I consider myself to be an expert on gin now.
Okay, you're going to open a bar?
Well, I don't know about that. I might do some illegal making of gin, because I did work out, which I did not know from the video, the legalities that I should not be making this stuff and then giving it away for Christmas. Even the non-toxic, non-poisonous ones. But there we go. But yeah, so what is your way of using this then? To find something to do with hearts. Can I actually finally find where my heart went?
No.
Is that what it's for?
Even the wizard can't give you that.
Okay, so let's do a real life reading, how you would do the reading, Chris. I'll do the shuffling and that, and you can help me interpret the cards. Okay, so I'll put this back, put these all upside down, and I'll do the shuffling, and then you tell me what I'm supposed to do, okay? Look, I'll even... Is there reversals in your method or not?
I would pay attention to everything myself, but that's because I'm a know-it-all.
Right. Well, I'm going to do a shuffling, the sort of shuffling the Dark Pastor dislikes. Right, that sort of a shuffling. So shuffle. Every day I'm shuffling, right? So I do that. Am I supposed to think of a question or anything?
It would be fucking useful, yeah, Liam.
Right, what's my question? You said there's something to do with hearts and that, so...
No, I said it's also a game of hearts. the reason for that is because it's about what actually all about will.
Will.
Find
What's he got to do with it? He's not in this episode. There we go. Shuffle.
You're in a proper Fausty mood today, aren't you?
Oh, that's his Fausty Wishes. They don't call us Fausty for nothing. So
this,
my question has got to be what?
Is this
my question
payback?
Payback? Payback's a witch.
Payback's definitely a witch.
So what is my question? What am I allowed to ask? What would your normal querent ask?
Ask what the fuck you like. So ideally, it wants to be a simple question that is direct. So you don't want to ask a woolly one. If you ask a woolly one, you'll get a woolly question. You'll get a woolly answer.
Okay, where did this show all go wrong?
Okay.
Is that a direct enough question?
Oh, no question. Do you mean this show specifically, or do you mean Fausty in general?
I mean this show specifically.
Okay.
And then what do I do? Do I pull one card? Is there a spread? What?
There are no spreads, Liam. This is my point.
Oh.
So the reason it doesn't have a huge book that goes with it and why nobody's heard of it is because you have a big book of answers that comes with it. So this is about you were looking at the Indian body.
Right. So I'm just going to interpret that as that I have asked the question, where did this show all go wrong? And now I've just got to pull one card. Is that what you're saying? Because you're breaking up a little bit, or that may just be me. I don't know. Is that just me? Or has he disappeared? I don't know.
One card.
Pull one card. My one card is yes. That don't tell me much. Mm-hmm. Where did this show all go wrong? Yes. Is that saying, because this is how I would interpret the yes. Yes, this show has gone wrong. I'm on the right track. Is that right?
You are on. So keep going.
So pull another card.
Yeah. How are you behaving like this is your first video?
Peace. Okay, and it's nice and peaceful in this here cathedral church. Right?
Yeah.
The church is...
Interestingly, has no pews.
Yeah. Okay, so peace. So what does that mean, Chris?
I'm not... The point is, Liam, you're supposed to understand them. It's not about my interpretation.
Well, for me, I'm getting a conflict here because it says, yeah, the show's gone wrong, but it's peaceful. Does that mean we're not Fausty enough? We're the sort of people that need to make their more noise because the library is not noisy enough. Is that why it is? Is that the interpretation? What does the book say? I'll get it.
The book won't say anything.
Oh, I don't know. The book says something. I don't know where I got peace.
Why are you doing the one thing we tell people categorically not to do?
Because it's funny and this is a comedy show, Chris. And if they can't see through that, they really should not be here.
What I'm asking you to do the card. What does the card say, Liam?
The card says peace.
Other than the word peace, what does the image say?
Well, the picture is of a church, okay, a cathedral-looking thing, which to me screams neo-paganism. Okay, it screams the Fausty Witches show, neo-paganism, peace, and I'm seeing a peaceful, tranquil, like they all say on the neo-pagans like to go on about one day the gods and the temples will be back on the high fucking things and all of that sort of shit. You know, one day the fucking temples will rise again, all that bullshit, right? That's what I get. I get a very peaceful neo-pagan, neon Wiggins, right? I get that. And now this show is completely the opposite to that. And that is what I'm interpreting is why things are gone. I think we need more jokes at a neo-pagan expense.
Okay.
So is
Pull the
that a
next
new question, or do I pull another card?
pull the card and see if it agrees with you.
Does that agree with me? Spirits of the Psycards, psychology. Oh, it's upside down, but do we do interpretations upside down? I'm going to have to put it the right way up because I cannot read it upside down. Destruction. Oh, look, destruction. See, this is a positive card for Fausty Witches, isn't it? Destruction. Look, they're burning. Oh, Chris. I do think I've got this psychology and psychic sense, right? This is starting to make sense, Chris. Yes, the show went wrong. Too peaceful, not enough jokes. What do we need to do? Burn down the temples, which basically means insult the neo-pagans. Yeah, they're being burnt, aren't they? Look, that one literally looks like it's on fire. Can you see the fire inside? I see the fire of brimstone inside the church. That one's definitely pretty much gone. Someone sunk that battleship. Look, destruction, anchor is what we do best, is it not?
No.
Peace and destruction. Right. So do I need to continue going? Because I need a rectification for this. I'm kind of thinking like I can't off the spot come up with a brilliant enough joke that will get us back on track. Right?
Okay.
So this is going to tell me, isn't it? This is now going to inspire some kind of joke to get us back on track for this show.
Go on.
The warrior. The warrior. Right. So is that me? I would interpret that as me. I'm the warrior here. I'm the one that they say have to put their head above the parapet because I always get accused of that. You know, you're also in the same boat, I think, there. As we say the stuff everyone else is too scared to say. This is really looking good. I think I might be psychic, Chris.
You might be.
Right? Because this is actually making sense. I mean, it's entirely relevant to the question I asked about the Fausty Witches show. Because we well and truly are renowned for saying things like the old warrior, you know, stick your head above the parapet, go to war, do the uncomfortable, not nasty work. This is going wonderfully well, I have to say. So the next one is the sage. Oh, the sage.
Well, that one would be.
So that one, to me, you could interpret as one of two things. You could interpret that sage as in the sage that you basically burn. There's probably a lot of entertaining jokes in that, you know? You know the sage that they burn? The people that think they're spiritually, you know, above the rest of us and are in tune with Mother Nature. That's why they spend ridiculous money feeding into this capitalism whereby they get an endangered plant from the other side of the world, stick it on an airplane, produce a load of carbon and shit, and then bring it here and buy it from Glastonbury at an overinflated price, and then burn it expecting it to burn away their troubles. That's the sort of jokes we would expect.
And just get black lung from all that inhaled smoke.
Yeah, get black lung, right? So that is one interpretation of this card, but is there multiple interpretations? Because I don't know about you, Chris, my psychic senses are going, and I'm feeling like there could be multiple interpretations to a card. I know it doesn't say that in the book, but I've put that down, and I've made a joke about sage, and who doesn't like a joke that puts the people, you know, at the expense of the people that burn the sage in that, you know? Sage is supposed to be smart, no? Aren't we like sages? Not the sort you burn at the stake or burn in a little bundle. We're like smart people that produce a content and that. We're the sages of the 21st century, which should give you some indication as to what sorry state 21st century magic's in. I put one more. Until the trail runs cold, Chris. Or the voyage. Is that a voyage? Voyage? Or is that voyeurism? I'm taking that as voyeurism. Well, it says voyeurism. It says voyage, but remember, you told me that it was my interpretation that counts.
Your interpretation that counts.
If it's my interpretation that counts, then we need to do a little bit of voyeurism. So I'm going to go and do some voyeurism now and have a little voyeur and a look at the comments. Do we have any comments? Looks badly dubbed. Right. Okay. Beards for all. Okay. I think I might get rid of my beard. Oh, here we go. Here's an actual interpretation. My interpretation, the show's a shambles. Give everyone some peace and give up. Don't tell more neo-pagan jokes or they'll destroy you by tying some plastic ribbons to a tree. Finally, we understand what those plastic ribbons are supposed to be. They're hexing us, Chris. You'll fight back, though, because you're super witches. The sage smudge sticks. Sage smudge sticks. There we go. Chris, this is wonderful. It reminds me a lot of the Fausty reviews we often get. But anyway, okay, so we could do a little bit more voyeurism. Do you not want to finish the video I lined up with the old bat? Because you never know, you might learn a spread.
How long is it? It was really boring.
Well, I just like the voice, you know.
And
I hate her voice.
wants to escape.
She sounds like a
The
proper
answer
village
is
witch.
the sage and your guru.
Oh, the guru.
The liberation card is a sign that drugs are in the past.
Oh, drugs. She's saying I've got a drug problem.
Now for the rest of the 7 cards. At the bottom is the past, the home, next to the tower. The home is your background. The tower is dominance. Maybe the person who's having a reading has had an unhappy childhood and was dominated by a parent. The cards at the top are peace and union. Perhaps he or she aspires to have some peace as well as a partner to have a union with. This could be a possible reading and interpretation of the cards on the table. Maybe you would like a reading with Eunice, Ed, or Andy.
Oh, Eunice. I so want Eunice to read for me. Oh. She's not Lady Snake, is she? She is not Lady Snake. Do. No, she's not. Right, okay. Chris, I think you should do a reading now, because I've asked a question. It's time for you to ask a question, and I'll shuffle me cards, and then you can interpret them, yeah? I'm going to shuffle. Have you thought of a question? Needs to be direct, I'm told. Come on, be direct. We all know you can. One fell out. What does that mean? Prison. Ooh, this is getting kinkier by the minute. Shall I just pull them out there and we'll tell the story ourselves because Chris hasn't. So prison, death, and the scales.
Maybe it was just.
So Chris, how's your diet going?
I'm not on a diet, cheeky fuck.
Gotcha.
Gotcha, bitch.
Ah, wonderful. There is one more now. What now? What now, Chris? What now?
Well, he's picking up lots of grains, so maybe I need to go on a carb diet.
Carb diet, low carb diet. Does Chris need to go on a low carb diet? We're on the trail. Okay, it's prison. Okay, it's prison. What is that? That is Chris. That is a skinnier version of you, Travis. Death. Okay, death of your old ways. The old ways. The scales. Funnily enough, is fruit. You see the fruit? You need to give up the bread, Chris. You need to give up the bread. Now, quite literally now, next card. This is what happens when you don't pick your own questions, Chris, isn't it? Let that be the message. The message that you have to learn. And then we have the cave. Chris, stuck in your cave. One needs to leave your cave. I think that means aerobic exercise. I don't know. Walking more. Does it mean walking more? Well, no, was upside down for is what it says. Like what Chris is doing now. No, he said. No, Liam. No. I'm thinking that I could possibly be psychic with these psychometric Jungian cards, right? And then there's this one, money. Chris, think of the money you could save. To be fair, you could also think about the bakers that you'd be putting out of business, but think of the money that you could save. This is a money issue, you know, like Which War 6, money. Like when people give up smoking and they say, I can't believe how much money I used to spend on a smoking, you know, can't believe it. Look the food away. See, we're all reading for you now, Chris. Look the food away. And then, of course, we have another card, the moon. Moon. Think about that booty. That's what I interpret that, the booty. And have we got one more card? Never. That's basically Chris's attitude to my entire fucking reading, guys and girls. You know, it's like, never will this happen. Never have I ever given up bread. It's not going to happen. Home. There we go. I think that tells you all you need to know. I'm pretty sure I could do Psycard readings for a living.
I think there's bread on that table in that last one.
There is actually. Look, that's your home. Look, it's got all of the things. It's got the little cat, you know, tiger and that. It's got things being set on fire, which we all know you like to burn stuff and people, and things that you hold very dear, like your kitchen-y utensils. Clearly you like kitchen utensils, and bread. You know, that is home. Home is where the heart is, they say. That is. I don't know. I think that's fairly good reading, considering you never asked a question. And the actual tarot, it's not a tarot deck, is it? Psycard deck, these 40-odd cards. Now, I have a question. Are you supposed to go to the end? So you just keep pulling more and more and more and more and more and more? Or do you just stop? Does the trail kind of run cold and just, you know?
In the way I've taught them in the past is that you would often wait until you find the Inquirer card. So leave the Inquirer card in, you keep pulling until you get there, which might mean you pull the entire deck, but you need to read each card. It's not like it's a, you know,
I can't just give up. Is the Inquirer card right at the back? Because I ain't fucking doing it if it's all in the back. No, that's Stranger, so that's not going to happen at least. Right, okay, so let me make some stuff up. Puzzle, it is a puzzle. Why Chris doesn't listen to Liam. This could be well outside of the scope of the question we originally asked, in fact, because I feel the energy of this, much like the sun, is getting us stronger and stronger and stronger. And actually, Chris, you're doomed now because the Psycards, they know, Chris. They know your deepest, darkest secrets, and they're all coming out. You know, Chris, your secrets are all coming out now. We've attached the body, you know. We started talking about the body. We started talking about the physical vessel. Let's go fucking deeper, shall we, Chris? We're going to go deeper. Father, someone's got daddy issues. Are you going to say that's wrong? You are. Destruction. Well, that's Chris's general temper, isn't it? He is quite destructive. People would have him think, everyone would think that he is in fact the nice one. Sure as shit ain't the nice one. He's actually very destructive, you know? He hangs around with bitches such as Ahmet. So that tells you all you needed to know at the end of the day. The warrior, that's me. The knight in shining armor, right? I've made an appearance, Chris. It's okay. You will be at peace. You will be at peace. I will help you. I will help guide you on your way, Chris. You know, I can help. I'm like your own little angel. Maybe not an angel, maybe something a bit more better than an angel, right? I'm going to help you on your voyage, on your journey, Chris, because you're on a personal journey, Chris, and you need assistance, but I am there to assist. Don't worry. And there's the Inquirer. That's all you need to know. The Inquirer cards come up. I'm going to help you, Chris. I'm going to help you. Don't worry.
Okay, sure. Whatever you
I'm
say,
pretty
Liam.
sure pretty much all of that was fairly accurate in a spooky, magical way. I guess I must be psychic after all. Who'd have thought after working all these years as a professional psychic, I could read some Psycards? It's amazing, it really is. I'm going to have to get myself some crushed velvet now and a really cool name. I can go on Purple Ocean or something. There we go, Chris. That is your Psycard reading. I hope you were impressed by that. I hope you're going to leave a good tip.
Yeah, I might let you have more than the tip.
Oh wow! Now that is look at that. That is getting more than you bargained for. Right. So we have got about 20 minutes left, and we did promise that we would reveal the Witch Wars competition results and such for Witch Wars Sick, which we will end up doing. But have you got anything that you'd like to say seriously about Psycards? Are they better than tarot? Because you aren't a cardy person, are you? And yet, for you to actually have bought this deck and to actually use it with people, why would Chris pull his deck out?
So I like it because I think what people should use tarot cards for, but they don't, is kind of personal development. And me personally, I think these cards are nice for that. So if you were to then, instead of the silly questions, obviously we've asked silly questions that you would normally hear people ask tarot readers, is essentially what we've just done. But, if you were to start this and actually really building around this kind of Inquirer card as an opportunity to kind of go, okay, this is what I want to happen, or this is my blockage, whatever those things are, and however you want to do it. Obviously, if you go for the blockage way, it's very solution orientated, and you just keep cards until you get to that Inquirer card, and you'll see the journey. Depending on how good you are at this, you may potentially see the journey of how you got there, and it might be that you actually have to keep reading past the Inquirer card if it shows you the journey until now. And keep going. But what I like is there are no set ways to reading them. And
yet you told me that I was doing it wrong by watching the video and using the spread. There's no set ways, but don't do it like that, Liam. Is what I got from that.
There's no set ways. Don't use spreads.
Where's that fucking liar card when you need it?
There's no reason to use spreads. I would literally say, when you sit down at them, make it up as you go along. Literally, allow yourself to just read them as they are. What I'm saying is, a nice way to read them, in my experience, has been to kind of work until you find the Inquirer card.
Right.
Although, like I said, I have gone past the Inquirer card if it's been quite clear that what it's describing is the story so far. It might be that literally the Inquirer card is the first card, and in which case you're kind of like, oh shit. Maybe you asked the wrong question. Well, what's quite nice about them is you could use the entire spread and just interpret them as they come. But that's what I like about them. There is no kind of silly Celtic cross this, grand tableau that. It's just a case of going, these are for you to have a conversation with yourself, essentially, rather than actually kind of going, I want, is he going to love me? Never. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, it's not. They're not designed for that. They're designed for you to find more about your psyche. And the imagery, even if you ask a million questions, the images that come in the order that they come out will give you food for thought, even if you're not very good at this when you first start doing it. I think it's really quite revealing of where your space is. Because I think when people read tarot cards, people look at tarot when they start to learn tarot cards, they're so overwhelmed by the fact that they're told there is a correct way, or I need to be right, or I haven't done this enough times, therefore I can't possibly be good at this yet. There is that pressure because it's a system, that you've got to get the system right. The nice thing about these is there is no system, which I know is terrifying for some people because they need that framework. But just decide what the framework's going to be before you pull the cards. If you really want to go, okay, I'm going to do a past, present, future, then do it. What I'm suggesting is you be specific about your question, because your answer will only be as good as your question, which is my opinion on tarot in general. But if you're the sort of person that asks a wishy-washy question, you're going to get a wishy-washy answer. Or to really push it and hammer it home, because apparently I've not been Fausty enough today, is, if you want a solid question, don't ask a fucking fluffy deck. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, if you're wanting to know, is he going to leave me? Don't go and ask your unicorn oracle cards whether or not that's going to be the case. What you're going to want is a hard ass question, asked of a deck that's actually got the balls to tell you the answer, which is going to be something like the Ked deck. Or
I just use the Ked deck for everything.
Well, yeah, but you're not wanting people that collects tarot cards.
No.
Like, come on, gotta catch them all.
Gotta catch them all.
Pokemon.
So that is it. That is this episode of the Fausty Witches. I suppose we should transition now into Witch Wars 6 results. Are you excited for the Witch Wars 6 results? I bet you bloody are, aren't you? Yes. Right, I've got to click a few buttons, Chris. I could do a transmutation of a magical variety. Look. Oh, look. Look at that. Right. Roll intro. Right, there we go. I don't know if that worked. I put in the Psycards away, because this is now Witch Wars 6 official results. So I got me a spreadsheet, right, with the various different winners, and it is in front of me. I got people's secret names, and I got people's real names, Chris. But just to clarify exactly what's going on, Witch Wars is a competition that we hold whenever we can be bothered, which is normally every couple of months. And there is a magical challenge. People enter either by themselves or as a team, and they need to do something. So we've had, for example, the first Witch Wars, which was hexing or protecting a member of the public. We had psychic Witch Wars, we had invocation Witch Wars, we've had spying, we've had all sorts of stuff. This one was specifically who can manifest using a magic the most amount of money in May 2022. Did I get the year right? 2022, yeah? 2022. So A lot of people have taken different approaches. Okay, I like the amount of ongoing spells that have been done. There's been quite a few with ongoing spells. Instead of this wham bam, thank you, man, I'll burn a fucking candle. These people that are trying to build some momentum and go forward. Now, there's a couple of people, Chris, I've noticed that have done a spell for some money or prosperity or whatever, and then they've gone and done another spell for money, and then they've gone and done another spell for money. And then I'm kind of like, at the end of it, okay, you may have got some results. Which spell got you the results? Did they interfere? Was all of that necessary? Was the first one just necessary? Did the first one react to the second one, and then the third one came along? What is going on? I don't understand why people cannot just do one bloody spell or one piece of work. Why do they need to do all of these various things? What's your take on that?
What the long-term versus short-term spell work?
No, when people do one-off spell and then they do another one 5 minutes later and then another one. For me, it feels like it's a self-confidence thing, that they just lack confidence. They're like, well, the first one probably fucked up and I couldn't do that, so I'll do another one just in case.
For me, it feels like constipation.
Right.
Where you've got a blockage that you need to get past. And so what you're doing is forcing it with multiple things compacting and compacting. When really what you need is one good plan that kind of washes its way through, you know?
One well thought up plan with maybe some contingency in there. So rather than trying to manifest it by the end of May, why don't you go for like a week before that? And then that way, if nothing manifests, you've still got a week. See, people didn't think about this, did they? Rather than getting it for by the end of the month, with that being the deadline, do a spell for 2 weeks or something. And then if it fucking messes up and you fail, or you do well, but then you think, oh, I'll tweak this and do the spell again, but make it more powerful. Why aren't people thinking like that? Surely that is the way to go.
You had a month. So the idea was you had the choices of going, I can either go all out with one good spell that I'm just going to throw at it and see what comes out over the month, or you broke it down into smaller chunks and you kind of went, okay, I'm going to try this for a week. Then when that hasn't manifest, if that manifests or doesn't, I'm going to tweak it, try it again for another week. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, there were so many ways you could have done this. And I think lots of people went in completely different ways. Some people didn't try at all, and they seem to do really, really well.
Well, I don't know. There's something to be said for when you're in the momentum. Spells build before you actually physically do anything. Same with rituals and stuff. You can feel the thing building. So it's whether you wish to tie that. It's like when you have some momentum, you've got a little bit of momentum. You're pushed forwards. Do you continue with that momentum, or do you put a little bit more effort into it, or what? I mean, there's no necessarily a need to do something physical with spellcasting. A lot of the time we say do something physical and astral, do something on this plane and another plane, and then doing both of those together means that you're actually doing something here and there. You can, as above so below, do it all up there and it materialize down here, or you can do it all down here and it materialize up there. But if you do a little bit in both, that kind of link between, I find, gets strengthened, and it's good practice to anchor your spells to the physical realm. As where a lot of people I see get wrong with the time scales and stuff. Oh, I want some money, I want to be wealthy. Would you want that when you're 90? Because you're going to die at 91, my Psycards told me. So, we haven't had everyone that said they'd entered the competition actually give us their final sums. So we're going to make the outlandish presumption that they all messed up and are too embarrassed to tell us that they failed. We have got a single person that did say, and bless this person, I feel sorry for this person in more ways than one, but well done for actually saying that they came out worse than they went in. You know, so they didn't accumulate money but actually technically lost money. So there is one person that did that, but I probably have learned a lot from the process. Now we have a potential disqualifications, Chris, because there is a little loophole in the rules here.
Okay.
We've got two people. We've got the psychic villain and the map maker that may need points deducted or to be expelled from the competition. So as it stands right now, we have in first place the map maker with $410,231.87. No, sorry, that's not right. 512,000, so that's over $500,000, isn't it? $512,318.06, which translates into English £410,000 over that. It's £410,231.87. So they've manifested almost £500,000, right? Now, with that, there was some jiggery pokery, so we can discuss that. In second place, as it stands, the Pink Void, who managed to manifest over £233,000 sterling, and the Psychic Villain, who managed to manifest £32,205. Okay, now this may fluctuate. We're going to have to hack this out now. Rather than doing this behind the scenes, we'll make it public so people see the thought process. So first things first, are staff allowed to enter?
I don't know. I don't think they should really.
Right. So I was thinking it may be a little iffy, because can we be trusted to give staff members more or less, you know, put them there? So are we going to strike off one of these contestants for that completely because they happen to work for Fausty Witchcraft? Because I don't know if you play the lottery, or if you work at the lottery, whether you're allowed to play the lottery. I don't know how that works.
I think you can. I don't know if you can. I don't know if you can buy a ticket if you're going to pull the lottery.
Okay.
So I don't know. I think give the Witch Wars bonus. Just give them 10 points and just be
10 points. I thought it was 100 points for a runner-up.
No, I didn't say runner-up. I said the bonus points.
Bonus points. So 10 points for Psychic Villain.
Okay.
10 points for Psychic Villain. Right. Map Maker manifested over £400,000 sterling, but some of that came in on the border, because it was May, wasn't it? So on the border. So I think around about $500,000 came on the border. So are we going to deduct? Are we going to disqualify them, or are we going to deduct $500,000 from them? Because I would say we keep them in, but we just deduct the iffy total.
Okay.
That would have come in iffy time.
Okay.
So that would leave that one with, I think it's $12,318. Yes. Which I would just convert to sterling, because I can do that. US dollars to Great British pounds. Why do I do this? It don't work. Why does that not work? Doing that now. Right. Dollars. For fuck's sake. £9,850.51. I think that's probably the fairest thing to do. So that's £9,850.51 that we will count from the map maker. Yeah.
Okay.
Right. So the next one. So basically, the winner so far, after deductions have been made, is the Pink Void. With, I believe, £233,000. And there's a bit of change, £755 change and some shrapnel, 7p. So that would mean that the winner would be the Pink Void, who has got £233,755 and 7p. So they would be the winner, Chris. So that's 250 thoth points, I believe, to them. Is that right?
It is.
And of course, the prize, which we will contact you, Pink Void, and see if you want your prize, in which case we will send it to you because it is a physical prize. So the first place is the Pink Void. Well done. Second place, we have the Map Maker, I believe.
Yeah.
Which means that they get 100 points. Is that right?
Yeah.
100 points. And in third place, we have Spirit Master, I think, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Spirit Master, what does Spirit Master get? 10 points? Or no points?
I think the top three should all get points. So I think give them 100 points.
But yeah, but the second one's got 100 points. You can't give the second, you can't give a third one the same as second.
50
No, you can't do that. 10 points. Fuck it, 10 points. 10 points, Chris.
Because that's what we give for bonus points anyway.
Yeah, 10 points. 10 points.
The rules have always been, Liam, that it's an almost win.
Yeah, which would be an almost win, which would be second place, not third place.
We've given more than that before. I'm sure we have.
So it states an almost win is 100 points. Doing something cool, or something that Liam Chris thinks is cool, can get you between 1 and 10 points. If she was to convert a religious weirdo or a religious nut to witchcraft, that would be 500 points.
I don't know who added these, Liam, because I haven't approved that list.
Well, that's been there for fucking ages. That's been there since we started doing this. So I think first place is the 250 points. Second place is the 100 points. And third place should be the bonus, which is 10 points. Because it does say bonus is 10 points there, right? Because I don't think it's fair to put second place and third place as the same amount of points. Whatever. I mean, they are the best at losing, I'll give you that. But there we go. How are we checking these are true? We've seen bank statements. Plus, did you not see me use the Psycards earlier? I'm sorry. My psychic ability is fucking pretty good. Wow, big biggies. Wow, well done. I failed this one. I did terribly. Well, that's not entirely true, because the people who got the wooden spoon, none of you people, so the person with the wooden spoon, we could say all of the people that didn't get back to us have got the wooden spoon, but I think it's fair to say the person with the wooden spoon would be the person that walked away with less than what they came with, which means that certain people, there are people that manifested £100, £20, couple of grand, all of these people, you actually did something, we did verify this is not like income, is it? This is not like job income or anything like that. This is random weird money that kind of manifests. So not too bad. I don't think you've done too badly, consider this is manifestations in less than a month. There's a lot of people that entered this that are beginners. I think I'm quite proud of the people that have been in the competition.
I always want to give. I think we need to give 10 points to the one that was honest enough to say they'd lost money.
Okay, well, how much are we given? 10 points.
Well, you've now tariffed it, so you've decided that apparently I have no power So yes, 10 points.
How's that? I'm just going by it. Look, it says, how do you get points? Do you want me to run through the fucking list? How you get points? Win a Witch Wars, 250 points. Almost win a Witch Wars, which means fucking second place, 100 points. Witch Wars bonus, 10 points. Cause no holds barred outrage, 10 points. Podcast or videos, sharing and stuff like that, promotion stuff, will pay you to do that. Yeah, win points, not real money. 1 point for that. Kicked out of a group for a podcast related sharing. So if you basically get kicked out for talking about us, as you will in many groups, because a lot of people out there dislike us, you get 10 points for that. Create a commented post or something in the groups that gets more than 100 comments. They can be good or bad, we don't care. 5 points. Super cool shit that Liam and Chris thinks is cool. That's between 1 and 10 points, right? Convert a famous religious nut, right? Basically get them to start practicing a witchcraft, 250 points for that. Convert a famous religious, not like one of these evangelical TV pastors or something like that, 500 points. There's certain people that are working on projects like that. And then a weekly challenge, then we give points for the weekly challenge that Lauren does. Yeah? I think that's fair. It's on the spreadsheet. So, yeah, what do we give for we giving a Witch Wars bonus of 10, or are we going to give...
I think it's a Witch War bonus of 10. I think it's definitely deserved.
Right, so for that person who was honest about not doing that well, I'm giving 10 points. We've both agreed with that, which is good. So there we go. We've got our winners. Our winner was the Pink Void, number 1. Second, the map maker, who got a penalty. Okay, I'm sure the map maker won't mind. And then third place, we had the Spirit Master. And then honourable mentions that we gave points to was Psychic Villain, and I won't say who came last because it's probably just rude.
That's just rude.
Yeah.
So I think we also need to kind of update tallies before you release the points as well, because...
That's fine. We will go through and we'll update it, and then I'll put the new scoreboard up. What I don't know is whether we're knocking certain people off the scoreboard
Potentially.
that have just got 1 point that haven't contributed. There's a certain person that made an outrageous big thing about leaving in outrage and all upset. I don't know whether to knock that person off the scoreboard completely, because I feel sorry for them being permanently at the bottom with only 1 point for the rest of time. Don't know. We'll talk about that off camera, Chris.
Yeah. I know that you aren't very generous with these points, but I almost feel like anyone who entered, even if they didn't win, gets a point.
Okay, I'll agree with that. 1 point. We'll give 1 point to all those people that gave us back their tallies. So I'll add that now, because I do think that's fair.
Because I know that the whole point of these Witch Wars is to challenge oneself. But I think when you add something as literal as a score by how much money you make, that takes balls to then admit it. And bearing in mind, we did ask everyone to give actual breakdowns.
Oh yeah, they have to keep a logbook or a spreadsheet or something. And I loved the picture, a snapshot picture of the bank statements and stuff. That's been funny because I'm just nosy, so I like I like to know what's going on.
But yeah,
someone puts a lot of money and spends a lot of money at Love Honey.
So I kind of feel like that had to happen. I personally would give more than 1 point, but you're not as nice as me.
No, I'm not. But then at the end of the day, that's what keeps things exclusive. I mean, let's be fair. In order to have won, they only needed to come up with 300,000 odd. Or they would have needed to basically top. Well, it would have been over $500,000, wouldn't it? They could have. If you'd have gone in there in May and made $500,000, you'd have been a winner. I mean, come on, that's fair. No.
I just hope that this obviously reminds people that they can actually do this shit
Well,
if they're wanted.
I don't know about that, Chris. I don't know about that. I know that all of the people that entered and that we've given at least 1 point to, they've generated monies, right?
Yeah.
So they could work their way up to that 500,000 or that million. The people that didn't enter, if they didn't enter because they did not do Chris, they ain't getting fuck all, are they? Because they ain't even going to try. So therefore, they're not going to manifest anything. At least the people on our spreadsheet here have tried. And that means that eventually, if they keep cracking it, keep going forwards, then they will be able to do all sorts of crazy ass manifestations and things. You should all give yourselves a pat on the back. We can't, because we're on a camera and this is all being beamed through internet cyberspace and that. But you should all give yourselves a pat on the back if you entered and manifested some money or attempted to. You other people that said you were going to enter and then chickened out, I've got no fucking respect for you lot. So, you know. I'm joking. I've got a little bit of respect for you.
Not respect.
How much did you get then, Liam Bryan? I didn't. Okay. I didn't participate. I don't know if you were a Dark Virgin, whether you were listening. Staff members aren't allowed to participate, I'm afraid. We did have a staff member, not going to say who it is, who did participate, but as you saw earlier, that did not get counted, so they don't get no FOF points. Well, they get 10 FOF points, but I think that certain person was hoping for at least second place. But there we go. So, is there anything else, Chris? Have you got any words of wisdom, words of advice when it comes to manifestations, money magic, all of that for the people that are listening and hanging on your every word now?
You got to be in it to win it.
You have got to be in it to win it. So get a witch in. I suppose that's it. Goodbye and good luck. I don't know. This has been the Witch Wars competition. And on the Fausty Witches show, for whatever reason, I don't know why we did it on the Fausty Witches show. We probably should have done it separately, but there we go. We're converting now back to the Fausty Witches, right? And I suppose I should play us out with the little thingy my bob, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
So, goodbye, everyone.